So, if you're gearing up for business school, you've probably got the GMAT on your radar. But as you might have heard, the test just went through this massive overhaul. It's now called the GMAT Focus Edition. And honestly, it's created a ton of confusion, leaving a lot of really smart people wondering what a good score even is anymore. All right, let's just cut right to the chase with the one question everyone seems to be asking. Is it really true that a 645 on this new GMAT is actually better than that magic 700 everyone used to aim for? Well, the short answer is, yeah, it is. And in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly how that's possible. So to get to the bottom of all this, we're first going to meet the new GMAT Focus and figure out why on earth they changed it. Then we'll decode the new scoring system, which is where things get really interesting. After that, we'll check out some cool new features that are actually super friendly for you, the test taker. We'll look at the incredible insights you get after the test, and then we'll wrap it all up with what this means for your B-School application. Okay, so let's start at the very beginning. Why the big change? You know, the GMAT has been the standard since 1953, but just like the business world it's designed to measure, it has to evolve. It really boiled down to three main reasons. First, they needed to align the test with the skills that modern business schools are actually looking for, things like data literacy. Second, the pool of test takers is way more diverse and global now, so the test needed to reflect that. And this third reason, this one is really fascinating. They had to fix a skewed score distribution. Over the years, so many people were scoring high that the scores all bunched up at the top, which made it tough for schools to tell the top candidates apart. The new test basically hits the reset button and creates a proper bell curve again. And you can really see the shift right here. The old GMAT was a total marathon, over 3 hours long, 4 different sections, including that dreaded essay. The new GMAT Focus, it's way shorter, just 2 hours and 15 minutes, and it's down to only 3 sections: quant, verbal, and this brand new section called Data Insights. Take a look. You notice what's missing? That's right, the essay is completely gone, and the old integrated reasoning section has basically been beefed up and transformed into this new, much more important data insight section. Okay, so let's get into the part that's tripping everybody up, the new scoring. The key thing to understand, the absolute secret to all of this, is that it's not about the 3-digit number itself, it's about what that number represents. It's all about percentiles. At a quick glance, these scales look almost identical, right? The old one went from 200 to 800. The new one goes from 205 to 805. And you'll notice all the new scores end in a 5. That was on purpose, so you and the schools can immediately tell which test you took. But, and this is a huge but, you cannot, under any circumstances, compare a score from the old test to the new one. A 600 and a 605 might look really close, but they mean totally different things in terms of performance. And look, you don't have to take my word for it. This is the main event, and it comes straight from the official source, GMAC, the people who make the test. A 645 on the GMAT Focus is the new 700. It means you've achieved the same thing, you're at the same level as someone who got a 700 on the old test. So, how do we know this for sure? Well, it all comes back to percentiles. So what exactly is a percentile ranking? It's actually super straightforward. It just tells you what percentage of other test takers you scored higher than. So if you're in the 87th percentile, it just means you did better than 87% of everyone else who took that exam. Because the score scales are so different now, percentiles are the only way to accurately compare how you did on the new test versus the old one. And this table, this is where it all clicks into place. This is based on official data from GMAC. Just look at the second row. A 700 on the old GMAT put you in the 87th percentile. To hit that exact same 87th percentile mark on the new GMAT Focus, you need a score of 645. Look higher up. A 730, which was an amazing 96th percentile score, is now the same as a 685. So yeah, the numbers themselves are lower, but you're standing among your peers, your rank in the pack, it's identical. Okay, so it's not all just confusing new scores. The new exam also brought in some absolutely fantastic features that are designed to lower your stress and give you way more control. This one is a total game changer. It's called Question Review and Edit. On the old GMAT, once you answered a question and moved on, that was it. It was locked in forever. No going back. But now you can bookmark questions you're not totally sure about. At the end of each section, if you have time left, you get this cool review screen and you can go back and change up to 3 answers. This is absolutely huge for managing your time and your confidence. And the control doesn't stop there. You now get to choose the order you take the sections in. Want to start with your strongest subject to build momentum? Go for it. Want to get your weakest one out of the way first? You can do that too. And maybe the best feature of all is the flexible score sending. You no longer have to blindly send your scores to schools before you even know how you did. Now, you take the test, you see your official score, and then you decide which schools get to see it. That's a massive stress reducer. The innovations don't even stop when the timer runs out. The new official score report you get is an incredibly powerful tool that you can use to your advantage. Your new report is basically a deep dive into your own performance. It breaks down how you did by content area, so you can see if you're better at algebra or arithmetic. It shows you your performance by question type. It even analyzes your time management on every single question. And get this, it'll even summarize how you use that review and edit feature, and whether changing your answers actually helped your score. Even better, it shows you how your score stacks up against others who are applying to the same programs you are. It's a goldmine of data. All right, let's tie all of this together. We've gone through the changes, the scoring, the new features, but what does it all really mean for you, the applicant? Okay, here is the single most important thing to remember. Do not panic if your GMAT Focus score seems lower than that old target you had in your head. Admissions committees at all the top business schools worked with GMAC on this redesign. They are 100% aware of the new scale, they completely understand what the scores mean, and they are laser focused on your percentile rank. They have absolutely no preference for one version of the exam over the other. Your score is good for 5 years, and it will be evaluated fairly. This really leaves us with one final big picture thought. The GMAT didn't just tweak its scoring, it fundamentally changed its focus, creating a whole new section on data insights. That's a pretty clear signal that being able to interpret data and make smart decisions based on it is no longer just some niche skill. It's right at the heart of modern business. So it makes you wonder, how does this new focus on data literacy reflect what you think the future of business is all about?